It's definitely gonna be a bitch to get to. I don't know if you guys can see this right there, that flat spot at the end of that U-bend, rubbed up against the wall of the unit, and it lost all its refrigerant in this circuit. It's gonna be a bitch to get to. I got this side of the unit apart. This is a Carrier RTU from 2015. Here's the other side. It's definitely gonna be a bitch to get to. So the coil is 8 weeks out, 8 to 10 weeks out. So we're gonna try to repair this one, guys. So wish me luck. So I'm just trying to figure out a best way to get in there. So I really can't fit through here. I could remove the condenser motor, I guess, and kind of get my body in there. Either way, it's gonna be difficult. Maybe I can get the unit slid over, the coil slid over enough so I can get in there, because it's on the inner coil. There's two coils here. See how this is moving? There's an inside one too. Had to be the inside one, didn't it? All right, guys, I think I've made the decision to take the top of the unit off. That's the best way to get in there. So I'm gonna remove the motor and just take the whole top of the unit off to get in there. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. I have to remove the motor. After I remove the motor, we'll see if I can get in there, but I don't think I can. I think I'm gonna have to remove the whole top. Well, I dropped my damn socket. Let's see if this flashlight magnet I got for Christmas will get it. I have to get up. It's a pretty strong magnet on it, so I think it'll get it. There we go. All right, I'm about to unwire the motor. So we got a black, a blue, a yellow, and a ground. So blue goes to this contactor, and then black and yellow go to this contactor. So we'll take it off here and here, pull those guys out of there. Come on out of there. All right, and then we got blue here. And then we'll have to take the ground off like this, and we should be loose. All right. Yep, we are loose. This motor should come out. All right, now with the motor out, almost get down. I'm gonna have to take the top off. If I can get this bracket off too, I think I got enough space to get down in there. So let's take the motor mount off too. There we go. All right, now we got some room to get in there. We are in the unit. From in here, I should be able to gob up some solder on this guy. Sand it down and get some solder on her. Oh man, this thing moves a lot. I think it's just when these come new, they just really secure them with zip ties, because they should be slammed one up against the other. Maybe the zip tie's broke, I don't know, but I think we can get enough away from there where we can solder that shut. You can see it rubbed right up against the wall there. Huh. After we fix that, we'll make sure we definitely protect it. All right, we have two circuits here. This circuit, I don't believe has anything wrong with it. This guy here is the one with no refrigerant. So we'll get our gauges hooked up, get some nitrogen flowing, get our torches and all up here. We'll have to replace the filter dryer too in this circuit. And it's probably gonna be that one underneath there. It's never an easy one. See, this is a check valve here. Anybody that doesn't know, Carrier and other brands do a check valve whenever they have a heat pump RTU. And this check valve just only allows refrigerant to move one way. It won't allow anything to come back. And I have had these stop up from time to time before. It's been a while, but they do stop, they do get clogged up. And it'll really throw you for a loop. So let's see here. We are, this compressor here, this reversing valve here coming out. Yeah, this one here is our lower circuit. That comes in and out. Just trying to trace it out here. Yeah, it's gonna be the lower one, of course it is. So we gotta get this guy replaced too. See, they put the check valve on this one all the way up here, so it's not so close to the bottom. So this check valve's here. This one's right underneath the filter dryer. So I might put that in a more practical spot once I get it out of there. And Carrier never stops finding ways to screw you over. Look where the screw of that filter dryer is. I can't even really get to it. I finally got the filter dryer out. I cut it there and there. Then I was able to get it loose enough to get the damn bolt out. That was a pain though. I swear, Carrier's got to tighten up, man. So I think I don't think I'm gonna sweat all these crazy bends back in. I think I'll throw one end on here, and then you can see my other end over there. Should be able to get it put on without having to put it back where it was. All right, that's where my new filter dryer is going. Not the best spot in the world, but better than what it was. So I should be able to braze that and braze the other side and still be able to mount it somewhere. Even if I just wedge it in between these two pieces of metal here, it'll be pretty secure. I don't know, I might think of a better strategy to mount it though, so it doesn't rub out after a while. But that's where it's going either way. All right, I'm gonna get in there and start cleaning up the leak spot with sandpaper, and then we can start brazing. All right, guys, we're gonna flow a little bit of nitro while we're brazing here. All right, we're gonna send it through the low side and let it dump out the high. Yep, we got her coming. Still a tiny bit, nothing crazy. So, all right, we're gonna start with our leak over there. See if we can get that braze closed first. Let me see if I can show you guys the little hole here. You see it right there. We should have no problems getting that little pin, that little rub out there fixed with a good amount of solder. Guys, I don't want a crazy amount of heat here. Very easily make this worse. Let's see what we got. I don't know. I don't know if that spot right there in the middle is a hole or what. I might put a little bit more on her. All right, yeah, that is a little hole right there. So my strategy here is I'm gonna build up some solder at the top of the bend here. You see, I've already tried and some of the solder's fallen off. I'm gonna build up some solder at the top of the bend here, and then try to heat it real quick and get it to flow down. Because if I heat that up anymore, it's gonna be destroyed. Oh, we got a spider. Sorry, buddy. All right, you see I got a glob of solder built up there. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Glob of solder built up there, so I'm going to quickly try to just let it all come down on it. Nope, that hole's still there. We got our work cut out for us here, guys. Well, it doesn't look pretty, but I think I did get it. There's definitely a ton of solder on there. We also have to make sure we don't totally close it up. Although it is at the bottom. I think we certainly got it closed up. My only concern is that, like right there in the middle there, if that's still a little hole there. And one way to find out is put nitrogen on it. But I'm gonna braze in the filter dryer first, and then we'll test it. Nope, didn't work. All right, well, I'm gonna take off a little bit of nitro I put on there, and we're gonna try again. Yeah, I'm trying to do my best to get you guys in there. It's right here where we're trying to get that thing to stop leaking. I definitely got enough solder on there. It's just trying to put just the, whoops, sorry, just the right amount of heat. We're trying to get just the right amount of heat on it so it fills the hole. About 50 pounds of pressure on it now. I don't want to go too crazy until I know I got it, but I think we got it. Let's come around this side. I already put some little bit of leak soap on it. I think it's good. We'll just put a little bit on from the inside. Pump her up. Make sure it's good. If it's good, it's good. All right, let's give her some more. We're going to eventually test this at 400 pounds. So my red hose was leaking here. I was like, what the heck's going on? So my seal is of course worn out, which is a common thing, but I haven't had to replace the seals on these hoses yet. These hoses came with my Testo kit here, and I can only assume they're Testo hoses because there is no brand name anywhere on these hoses, but they're the ones with these big beefy ball valves on them. So I go to take the valve core out, or the core depressor, and it's threaded in. So maybe this will help someone out in the future. This doesn't just pull out like normal Yellow Jacket or CPS hoses. This threads. So hopefully that helps someone out in the future. We've got her up to nearly 400. Seems pretty good. Let's load this baby up with leak soap. Certainly not my best work, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get it to stop leaking. And I don't think that guy's leaking. All right, we got her a little over 400 now. She's settling out. I need to get new seals for, I didn't have any new 1/4 inch hose seals on my truck, so I'm gonna run out and get some of those. So I got an old hose on here now that I don't particularly trust. So I'm gonna run out and get some new seals and make sure they're all changed and all good. All right, we're all done with our pressure test. We got our vacuum pump hooked up. We're about to hook it up. This receptacle doesn't work, so we're gonna put our jumper on, but when I open this guy up, we gotta burn up wire here, so we might have to replace that. It goes inside here. It is the unit side, so not a huge deal, but that's gonna be a problem sooner than later. I'll have to see if I have any 8-gauge wire on the truck. If I do, I'll go ahead and attempt to fix that. But we're gonna get our vacuum going now. All right, we're continuing on with our vacuum. We're down to about 1140, I guess. 1120, it's dropping. After that, we'll just charge it up and let her rip. So we'll start cleaning some stuff up here and see how it goes. We're down to about 450. I didn't use valve core removers on this because these are CoreMax fittings and I don't have the CoreMax valve core removal tool. So I just have these short hoses hooked up and then my big hoses. And in doing that, I put this T on here on the wrong side. So I'm not going to be able to do a proper decay test. So we're just going to let it pull for a while. I really don't think I have a leak. So we're just going to let it pull for a while and then we'll valve it off. I'll hook my gauge hoses up to my short fittings here and charge it up. Still steadily dropping. I mean, we're down to 427, so hindsight, I should have put this T right here. That way I could do a decay test. Oh well. All right, we're down into the 320s. So I think we're gonna valve this thing off and then charge it up. All right, filling her up now. We'll let it take it until it stops and then top it off when we start it up. All right, she's back running. Got her charged up. Running good.